Alright, kind of a response video to a guy named Jordan. He's pretty smart guy, I thought. At least not on this subject, though. And it's also a response to, I guess, the religious nut. So the two of them up with their images over there. No, there. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, so it's the suicide thing again. So look, I'll just tell, look, if you're a YouTube guy and, you're going to try to take this video down, I'm entitled to express my opinion on this subject, okay? You let other people talk about it, I should be allowed to talk about it. Alright? It's just, it's bullshit. I mean, put a little 18-year-old or over or something on top of the goddamn video or something. Do whatever you have to do, but you have to really, if you're going to censor this video again, another one, I'll post a link to the other one you canned. It's just bullshit. This is philosophy. This is reality. Alright? People have a right to talk about motherfucking reality. Alright, so anyway, to the subject. Alright, it's the subject of suicide. And let's not mix words. I mean, suicide, euthanasia, the right to die. Well, come on. It's all the same things. It's about making rational choices about whether we live or die. I mean, these are important questions. Our welfare. What's in our best interest? We make these decisions all the time for our pets. There's no reason why we can't apply the same reasoning to our own lives. There's no reason whatsoever. And the only obstacles is this religion stuff, so we have at least the right to argue against religion, okay? We do have a right to say, no, I don't believe in God, and I have a right to have a philosophy that incorporates that as a fact. Alright, so anyway, this Jordan guy did really well in debates against theists, and he's a smart guy, but his video is just such patronizing mush. I mean, it's just such rubbish. I mean, the irony is the religious guy apparently was a past atheist who figured out that, everything sucks, so I guess I'll just believe in God because I'm a selfish asshole. I don't know what his whole history is. But anyway, he raised some relevant points. His arguments were kind of bogus, but it's still a relevant point. That, yeah, if you're an atheist and you really look at what life is, we're just consuming and reproducing little machines invented by a damn DNA molecule with just a hunk of fucking chemistry. We have a consciousness for no other reason than because it made us more capable of beating the shit out of everything around us and surviving and thriving. This is not a good story, okay? Life is not a fairy tale, alright? This is hard business that goes on here, real business, alright? This isn't just some fucking, no consequence theme park. There's huge consequence, huge fucking risk here, okay? It's just, to sit there and argue as if there's just no reason for, no, please, don't do anything irrational or rash, contemplate dying for 50 years but never act on it. I mean, come on. It was just so patronizing to, call somebody and talk to them. They're not going to do it. No, they're going to inject you full of chemicals to try to fuck your brain up so much you won't even know what you want anymore. Alright, so let's get to the points. I mean, the crazy religious guy said, yeah, hey, look, if you're an atheist, why don't you just kill yourself? I mean, right? I mean, the only argument is what? Fear and sex. I mean, he said titties, but, it's not my preference. I'm more of a, chest down kind of guy. But anyway, whatever. Float your boat, as they say. So he made this bogus argument that, tits wrinkle or something, and, no, you just buy new ones, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's new ones always getting thrown into the pool. So that's kind of stupid. But look, the bottom line is, I won't make jokes. The bottom line is desire. We live for desire, or we live because we're afraid to die, okay? Fear or desire, that's it. That's the game. And then you throw the third element on top of that, the thing that changes desire, is how much suffering you're enduring, how much pain you are in. I mean, that will definitely temper your desire. It will diminish it, okay, reduce it, bits, but the bottom line is all the desire is it's the DNA molecule screaming. It's saying, I want, I want, I want. We're born in fucking want. We're born in need. And it's a vicious cycle. It just keeps going on and on and on forever and ever and ever. And it doesn't make any sense. But certainly those are significant reasons to live. Fear is a significant reason, and desire is a significant reason. You can't just discount them. They're selfish and stupid, but they're still reasons. And then his other point was, it was like nothing beyond that. And he said something about responsibility to others, and he discounted that by somehow saying, well, they're going to die anyway, so their pain over you dying won't matter because they're going to be dead someday. Well, that doesn't really undo their suffering. So you do have a responsibility to others. If you have commitments to this world, you have people that care about you and that you care about, well, that's going to be part of the equation, and you're going to have to take responsibility for hurting them. So you either talk to them and explain it to them and get them to understand it, or you don't kill yourself. Yeah, those are the rules. Or you take the liability of whatever damage you do to them to your grave, so to speak. That's the price of suicide in a world where everybody's socially connected. So yeah, you either be upfront about it and talk to the damn people and give them an opportunity to talk to you, or you don't. Okay, and if you don't, you have to take responsibility for the fact that you didn't give them a chance to deal with the circumstance. Instead, you stuck a knife in their ass. You know, I mean, if they have to be hurt, you have an obligation to hurt them their way, not your way. All right, so we make lots of arguments that way. But look, the bottom line is what are you? If you're an atheist, what are you saying here? I mean, why are you validating life? What is it accomplishing, assholes? You know, how many times do we have to fuck before we said, oh yeah, well that's enough fucking? We've did it 6 trillion times. Yeah, it's probably enough. You know, why keep perpetuating this? Why? What's the mission? What's the game plan? What's the end game here? And if you're going to argue that it's in the journey, well then that's all completely subjective, isn't it? I mean, maybe you like getting in a submarine and, you know, going through a cesspool and looking at all the turds and the shit and the vomit and saying, oh, look at all the pretty colors. And maybe that turns you on, okay? But a person that has a right to say, no, there's a cesspool we're floating around in. Okay, you know, I don't have to like this. I don't have to like this journey. Fuck the journey. If we're not going anywhere, I'm not getting in the submarine, okay? If you don't have a destination, I'm not just going to go float around in a fucking cesspool. That's stupid. So I put it another way is people are entitled to be perfectionists. They're entitled to say, hey, I didn't want to get off at slummy, scumbag, dirty, shitty world where, you know, animals eat each other and people abuse each other and everybody's a selfish prick. I didn't intend to get off at that bus stop. I intended to get off at perfection, you know, okay, where everything's perfect. So it's just a mistake. I'd like to cash in my ticket, okay, and you know, move on to the better world because I don't want this one, all right? This one sucks. It's stupid. It's idiotic. I'm not going to invest in it, all right? You really don't have a right to take my money. You know, I want out, and I want out just as free as I got in, okay? No more obligations. I didn't impose any on anybody else, so why do they have a right to impose them on me? You gods, whoever, anybody, you know, it's nobody's right. You know, I didn't ask for this shit. Alright, so look, there's some real philosophical questions here, and you just, like I said, you just, in this Pollyanna, mishmushy way, just this presumption that somehow the DNA molecule knows what it's doing. Nature knows what it's doing. The carnage is beautiful. It's wonderful. And yes, don't kill yourself. Let us in the medical profession, maybe that's it. Maybe you already have the mind of a doctor. And maybe you're thinking, yeah, let us in the medical profession fuck with you for a few decades, and then you die, okay? Let us torment and torture you for a while first, so we can make some money, so we can get some hookers. I mean, what's the fucking game plan here? What the hell are you defending? If somebody doesn't have the desire in them, if they don't have enough desire to say, I want to live, then why not let them die? Why are you forcing them to have the desire? Why are you obliging them to contrive it, to regenerate it somehow? Why is that propaganda so vital to you that you must stop the person from losing their desire? I mean, what the fuck is, what is that? I mean, it sounds like theology. It doesn't sound like rational, intellectual philosophy. It just sounds like a bunch of pukey, you know, patronizing, Pollyanna, you know, platitudes that have no meaning. It's a dogma. It's bullshit. It's archaic presumptions of purpose. But it has nothing to do with philosophy. It has nothing to do with intellectual honesty. All right? Your video just plain sucked. The end. Really. It's just that this is a lousy subject, but it really gets lousier when the people who have no reason, you know, to propagandize are propagandizing.